What if I told you your hormone imbalance is not actually the problem? Yes, hormones matter. They affect your energy, your mood, your weight, your sleep, your skin, your cycles, your fertility, all of these things. But often their role is in responding to cues that are given to them by the rest of the body. My name is Vanessa. I'm an integrative health practitioner. I help people rebalance the different systems in their body so that they can get back to whole health. This is why I want to say that it's likely that your hormones are not the root cause. Like I said, hormones are important, but they play the role of messengers. They play the role of signalers. They don't ever work in isolation. They work in tandem with other parts of the body. So you can't just blame your hormones when something is off. The big hormones of your body that I typically educate people about are estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, cortisol, insulin, and thyroid hormones. They don't ever work by themselves. They work together and they control things related to blood sugar, your stress, your sleep, your gut, nutrient deficiencies, inflammation, lack of muscle tissue, and an overwhelmed nervous system. See, hormones don't ever work alone, and therefore they cannot be the root cause of your problems. They're important, they're a part of the puzzle, but when somebody's out there saying that hormones are the root cause of your problems, just cover up your ears, don't listen to them, because that's only a part of the problem. Think about a smoke alarm. If your smoke alarm is going off, signaling that something is wrong, you don't go to replace the batteries to get it to stop beeping. You actually go find out where the fire is coming from. That is the true root cause. The noise from the fire alarm is just signaling you to what the root cause could be. Which leads me to another hot take that I can throw in here. In 99.9% of cases, there is not one singular root cause because everything works together, everything responds to other things. There is no singular root cause. It could be a multitude of things causing your health problems. If you focus on hormones being your only root cause, you're missing so many other things that could be affecting your health. If you just focus on your hormones, let's say you run a female hormone panel looking at just estrogen, progesterone, testosterone ratios, but ignore everything else. If you're just going off of those numbers, taking supplements based off of those numbers, when there's all this other stuff going on in the background of your body, you're going to be missing possible things like your thyroid. Maybe your blood sugar is involved. Maybe you're completely ignoring the fact that you're not getting enough sleep. You're not fueling yourself enough with whole foods. You're not moving your body enough and exercising. It's an incomplete picture. If you're just looking at those few hormone markers but not looking at everything else, you're missing a huge chunk of things. And that leaves you wasting so much time on just chasing symptom after symptom. It wastes you money on paying for doctor's visits, coaches, supplements, programs and protocols, you name it. You cannot just chase hormones as the root cause. You have to address all of the things that are driving the imbalances. Like I say all the time, everything is connected. Let me throw in some examples. Let's say you do a bigger hormone panel doing sex hormones as well as thyroid hormones, and someone puts you on a protocol or a program and you start taking supplements to help you with your hormone imbalances. Maybe they'll recommend ashwagandha, maybe they recommend some DIM to clear out excess estrogen, maybe it's topical progesterone, whatever it is that is recommended to you, and you start taking that to help things, but you're not addressing other underlying causes, for example, stress. You're only going to get so far in your healing journey. You cannot heal in the environment that got you sick. This quote has been thrown around in many spaces, the therapy space, the wellness space, so many spaces. But you cannot heal in the same place, the same conditions that got you sick. Things have to change. You have to get out of that situation. Let me give you another example. Let's say you test your hormones. We discovered that you have estrogen dominance. So you take some supplements for estrogen dominance. You're eating more cruciferous vegetables. You're doing the castor oil packs. But you're not working on your gut health. Gut health is so important to the whole problem of estrogen dominance. It's not just your hormones. It's not, oh, I have this high marker, let me take this supplement to bring it down. I have that high marker, let me take that supplement to bring that down. And then before you know it, you're just carrying around 15 different supplements in your purse every day because your practitioner told you to do that. Or Google told you to do that. That's not what we're doing here. Don't treat each marker with a different supplement. Don't treat each symptom with a different supplement. We have to look at the big picture. And this is why it's so important to find a good practitioner who can help you, first of all, run the right markers to see a big picture of what is going on, and then trying to hone in on what are the multiple root causes that are causing your symptoms to flare or be so bad. Gut health is key in estrogen dominance because we're talking about intestinal permeability. We're talking about liver health. If your liver is sluggish, liver is where estrogen gets processed. If your liver is not working properly or efficiently, we're going to have a backup in the system. If you focus on hormonal root causes and treating them with protocols and supplements, your symptoms may improve, but that's only going to be temporary. Unless you address the root causes, those symptoms are just going to come back because you essentially just put a Band-Aid on it. The root cause is never addressed. I'm a huge proponent of noticing symptoms because symptoms are signals to what is going on beneath the surface, deeper underneath the body, stuff that we need to go in, look at, explore, and then address. But we don't want to use them as our sole source of information. We want to do some lab work. Maybe it's a blood test, maybe it's a stool test, maybe it's a saliva test, urine test, hair test, all these tests that are available. You want to do some more exploration, more fact finding, trying to find what the imbalances are in your body, and then coming up with a plan to address them all. That's exactly what I teach my clients in my Radiant Woman Reset program. It's not about chasing symptoms. It's about rebuilding the body, resetting, nourishing the body, and then bringing the woman back to radiance, her true radiance. There's a framework that I like to work with. It's got 3 steps. Reclaim is step 1. That's where we look at foundational things that can include things such as assessing how blood sugar currently is, how's nutrition, how's protein consumption, how's your sleep, what supplements are you taking, how much are you moving. Addressing those foundations of a healthy body, making sure that they're put into correct alignment. We're doing the right things. We're supporting the body the right way. We're setting the right foundations for the body to bring balance back. Now that leads me into the second phase of the program called Rebalance. In addition to working on our foundations and further perfecting them and honing them, we're also working on stress management, which is, I think, not focused on as much as it should be in the healing space. Nervous system regulation, gut health at deeper levels, and more testing if needed. Now with those 2 phases, we're putting the body back into a place where it feels safe enough to return to health. In order to bring the body back to balance, we either need to restore things or remove things. We're restoring nutrient depletion. We're restoring rest. We're restoring sleep. We're removing things like toxicities. And this doesn't just apply to products or foods. It can be toxic situations. It can be toxic people. It can be toxic relationships. But we replenish and we remove, and the body starts to come back into this nice equilibrium and balance. We're going to work on regulating the female cycle for those that applies to. We're going to work on nervous system balance and stress management. These 2 are things that I think are missing from a lot of wellness programs because stress, anxiety, distraction, and overwhelm can really hinder us from really healing our bodies. And the third phase is radiance. This is where we solidify habits that we have built in our foundations, making them completely solid. And we're going to work on other skills such as eliminating toxins. Your hormones are going to start to shift back into a balanced state because your body does start to feel safer. Your body feels more clear and clean of toxins. You're removing those burdens from yourself in order to be a radiant and balanced person. Your weight is going to become more easier to balance because your body's essentially not fighting with itself, and it's being treated well, given enough love, nourishment, and attention so that it can feel safe enough to release weight. And with all of these benefits in mind, the radiant stage also looks at how to keep those results and make them sustainable. So the goal isn't to force hormones into balance. You can't really do that without looking at all the other systems in the body. You want to create an environment where they will start to balance out naturally. Have you ever been told that you might have a hormone imbalance, but nobody can explain exactly why? Let me know in the comments what's been blamed on your hormones. If you're tired of chasing symptoms and want to understand what's actually driving your hormone issues, subscribe for more videos on root cause health. And I have a free hormone quiz in the link down below where you can take a quiz with a series of questions that'll start to narrow down the ways that your different hormones and systems are functioning to exhibit the symptoms that you're experiencing. If you want to learn more about the Radiant Woman Reset program, you can go to my website, connectedhabits.com/radiant-woman.reset.